This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities.
Attention entrepreneurs. Hello, small business startups, and calling all who want to take their future into their own hands. This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. If you have big dreams and the drive to follow them, this is the hour for you. Each week, we introduce you to people who know the path or can help you navigate it. The topics play out through the same 7 steps: getting started, gaining access to capital, keeping up with current events in the week in business, handling accounting and bookkeeping, running your business day to day, focusing on an industry each week, and celebrating a success story. We have a new show every Sunday on Wish TV, and it also streams live on wishtv.com. We also post each of our 7 weekly segments on our website. It's BEOshow.com. You'll see QR codes throughout the course of the hour. They take you directly to each topic. While you're there, you'll find ways to subscribe to our weekly newsletter and how to sign up and listen to our Business, Equity, and Opportunities podcast, part of the All Indiana Podcast Network, so you can listen on your schedule. Let's get to the business of business. Here's what's coming up today on Business, Equity, and Opportunities. We continue our series on capital opportunities in 2024 with Elevate Me. Meet an Army veteran who finalized a big contract thanks to SCORE mentors. Shea has financial advice to handle those outlier years that don't fit into your usual business plan. Community Day at the Statehouse is coming up, why that may be important to your business. Learn about free Google tools that can help you grow with Google. And we share inspiring words from this year's winner of the William G. Mays Excellence in Entrepreneurship Award. In today's Getting Started, we highlight a family-owned pizza company that got its start back in 1990 and served the west side of Indianapolis for 27 years. Now a new generation is restarting the business. Dejanae Butler has opened Butler Pizza inside the AMP at 16 Tech, and with the help of twin daughters and a few other family members, making pizza and strombolis just like mom and dad.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Getting Started.
So our grandparents funded it in 1989, December 1st, and we have been rolling ever since. We had 3 businesses, but by 2017 they were all closed. So now in 2023,
we're fortunate enough to open up a location downtown in the AMP, and very extremely blessed to keep the legacy going of our grandparents to really get the ball rolling again for us.
Actually, my dad was just looking around for a building to, revamp and, start again. And so we came across the AMP, and it allowed us to have a diverse culture and have different people come in and everything and see us and learn about us. And also the returning people are returning customers as well to come back and have some good pizza.
I think it's great having other small businesses around us because we're also promoting them and they're promoting us as well. And I think just you have a different variety of options when you come in here. You have lots of other great food options in this food court that I think are really amazing.
Well, it's flatbread pizza, thin crust and stuff. So it's it's really good. We have different signature pizzas that everyone loves. One of our popular pizzas are the Around the World. It's very popular, and also the all meat is also very popular. So a lot of people come in here and get the same things, but it's honestly very exciting to see that they love the pizza and that they love to see us here, and they're always happy to come and support us.
I think the sauce is really the big thing about us coming back is come get lost in our sauce.
Yeah. It's like the sauce is very original, and that's kind of what we go by, and that's something that, we have always stayed the same. Our roles is just to carry the legacy, support our parents throughout this, and work here, obviously, and also to just be a part and learn, obviously. I feel like we can learn a lot from this. We're still in school, but we are always here, you know what I mean, and making sure that we are balancing our school and work and family and tradition and everything, so it's just honestly very great.
Dealing with different customers and learning about who people are and just more about our family legacy that I didn't know about because I'm obviously younger, wasn't here in 1989 when the business was established, but just learning about the different things, learning about other people in the other places that are in here, being around other customers and different people. So.
I would say we're very involved. We know a lot of the behind the scenes thing that no one knows about. We help with a lot of behind the scenes thing that know about supplies and everything, getting supplies because we do drive and we do have to help with a lot of the bigger adult type things. So I think that's very important and that's something that we've took on, and we've had to learn quick and fast, but it's great. So first, my grandparents, Wiley and Amanda Butler, had their own building, and then my uncle Kentrell Butler, he had his own location as well. So it's just like been plenty of locations. This is my dad's, I don't know what number this is for his location, but this is his location, Dion Butler, his location. So all of the brothers and all of the sons and have their own location. So I think it's very great for my grandparents to see this now. My grandparents are still doing well. They're still here, and they come a lot, and they help, and they give us a lot of information and show us the way and pave the way for us, because obviously, like she said, we wasn't here in 1989. So it's just very great.
I think also, since we didn't live out closer, we live farther out, and we live closer now to this location, that we were back in the neighborhood, that it was just such a great idea to get it back rolling again. We're back in the area, we're close, and we were very, very, very fortunate to serve our community then, so why not start up again and keep the ball rolling and get back?
Me, Dominae, Dejanae, and my brother, Dayon, we all decided to continue the legacy and just start it up and keep going and, make our parents proud.
If you'd like to be part of Business Equity and Opportunities, whether it's your getting started story or anything else, send us an email, beo@wishtv.com. We'd love to share it. Coming up, new opportunities for accessing capital. Stay with us.
One-on-one conversations with major political candidates from the voters' point of view.
The All Indiana Politics Podcast with Phil Sanchez. Unfiltered. Available in both audio and video format on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Welcome back to Business Equity and Opportunities. I'm Scott Sander. We continue to look into new ways to access capital through a look at Elevate Me, an initiative with the goal of redefining access to capital by helping minority entrepreneurs overcome barriers as they try to raise venture capital. This week, Titi Obasanya, an entrepreneur in residence at Elevate Ventures, shares a plan to invest millions with traditionally underserved, high-growth companies throughout the state.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. Access to capital.
The purpose of Elevate Me really is to identify, understand, and seek to solve the challenges that minority entrepreneurs are up against when they consider venture capital as a source of funding. For 2024 this year, our goal is really to connect with entrepreneurship support organizations across the state, to give them access to information, to give their community access to support, access to knowledge, and most importantly, access to capital. And so we'll be going around the state, virtually, in person, just making sure that they understand all the different programs that we have at Elevate. We are a typical venture capital firm, which means we invest in innovation-driven enterprises, right? Which is typically different, completely different from small, medium enterprises. One of the key characteristics of an IDE, innovation-driven enterprise, is there's a big opportunity that you're looking at solving. The total addressable market size, for example, is over 500 million. So think of you identifying a problem, but solving it at scale, repeatedly for so many people, maybe even across the globe. And for those sort of companies, we invite them to apply. We typically say we are sector agnostic, with the exception of real estate, professional services. And so a lot of companies that are tech-driven, tech-enabled, would specifically for minority entrepreneurs, are welcome to apply. The first thing really is it all starts with the problem that you're looking to solve. So many times we see solutions that are looking for the right problem. And so when you identify the problem, you want to do a little bit of research. I like to say there's so many characteristics of a good problem. One of it is millions of people, for example, have this problem. Secondly, people run into it frequently. It's not going away anytime soon. The industry is growing, and so there's always going to be a need for your potential solution. And so when you have that knock down the problem, then you think about the solution with an iterative, agile mindset, knowing that the solution you have today will keep on changing as you interact with the customers and keep talking to people that have the problem, and then eventually you arrive at one solution that solves the problem. And the pitch deck really looks into all the different areas of the business, from the problem to solution, the market size, the team, how much capital are you raising, what is the use of funds, what is the terms of capital and things like that.
We're looking to partner with ESOs, entrepreneur support organizations, just so we can build out that community that Titi was talking about earlier. The more we can come together as a community and spread the information and let everybody know about the opportunities Elevate Me has, the better we can get the problem fixed. What these organizations do is kind of take a founder that probably doesn't have a lot of experience and kind of helps them with the basic business principles.
An entrepreneur that I coach, she came to Raleigh with a product, and she sold the product at Raleigh for $1,000. Yeah. And so for that entrepreneur, minority entrepreneur, who is thinking, at the early stage of the business, is there even something here? Should I pursue this? Do people really want this? She's at that stage where she's doing a lot of customer discovery. Coming to Raleigh, interacting with people from across the globe, literally, and selling a product is validation on so many levels. And with that, she's gone full scale on how do I manufacture this? How do I put it in the hands of the users and continue to collect feedback? So many success stories from Raleigh that I'm sure so many people on the team have as well, and people that attended the event. Last week, we launched a pre-seed fund, and the pre-seed fund is a $3 million fund that we are looking to invest in innovation-driven enterprises across the state of Indiana, starting at 20K check sizes, really for the earliest of ideas. So literally idea on a pitch deck. You've identified this big market opportunity, and you want to even find out if there's a there in there. Please, you're welcome to apply. The check may be for the initial 20K check, may be for customer discovery, to attend a conference or event, just to make sure that you are on the right path to solving a problem that is, there's an idea market fit with the problem that you want to solve. So yeah, that's exciting, and we are looking to be inundated with so many applications, but it's exciting times.
Next week, we plan to look at new capital initiatives from Pier 70 Ventures, which looks to invest in impact-driven innovation. Find out if your company could benefit as it accesses capital. Up next, though, this hour, Community Day at the Statehouse is coming up soon. Find out how small business owners can benefit from it.
Every business is unique, and every business has a target audience. Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble to reach a customer base that spans the globe. Pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. No matter the size of your business, put Circulus Digital Media to work for you and get results.
Time for This Week in Business. Looking ahead a week, in fact, on business equity and opportunities. Community Day at the Statehouse is coming up February 6th. It is a free opportunity for all to learn from legislators and policy experts about issues that impact our community. As a business owner, it's your chance to hear about upcoming issues that may affect your work. Marshawn Wolley with Crossroads Public Affairs Collaborative Solutions explains why it's so important for small businesses to stay on top of Statehouse events.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities. This Week in Business.
It's very important for just citizens to know what's going on at the Indiana General Assembly. Anything and everything that touches your life goes through that place. And so it's very important to understand just what's happening, what is to your benefit, what is of your interest, and what's not in your interest. And so part of what we try to do is educate the community on just what's happening. We do that by going on the radio. We do that by communicating to some of our clients and the organizations that we support in the community. And we just really try to, we also host a Community Day, which is February 6th. It's an opportunity for anyone in the community to come and learn about key key issues that are particularly pertinent to the African American community. They're going to hear from leadership. They're going to hear from leaders of both chambers, both parties, because it is a nonpartisan event. They're also going to hear about key issues. They're going to hear about issues that did not move and that we want to bring to their attention so that maybe they move next year, and issues that are currently moving now, both issues that are of benefit potentially to the community and maybe ones they might be concerned about. We're not going to be there to tell them what to decide. We're just there to provide the experts who will provide the information. One of the great things about Indiana, and particularly the Indiana General Assembly, is they have an outstanding website. It's really user-friendly. You can find bills both from the House and the Senate. You can find out who your legislator is. You can find out what different legislators are, bills that they're trying to move forward. You can even find out, what's going on with a particular bill. It's an excellent resource. It's free, and it's a public, website where you can find the information that you'd be looking for. You can show up, and if you want to testify, you may want to make sure that you sign up for the Senate. You sign in right in front of the hearing. You go to the room, and you can sign in right there. With the House, you may have to go to the website and sign in a different link, or you could just show up to here and just be a presence. It is the People's House, and I will say that legislators are, they want to talk to folks. They want to hear from constituents on both sides of the aisle, and I think it's one of the positives about being in the Indiana General Assembly is that it is open. It is the People's House. And I mean, other than, maybe a little parking or trying to get through the magnetometer, it's really easy. Any business in the state of Indiana is going to want to pay attention to the budget, because anything in the budget could potentially be really germane. People like to say everything's germane to the budget in the General Assembly, but it's also germane to your business potentially. There's debates on tax policy, there's debates on new programs, tax credits, and so there's the budget. But then there's also specific bills that come before the General Assembly that focus on specific businesses. I've seen bills on insurance, I've seen bills on finance, I've seen bills on hair and licensing. And so it's very important to stay abreast of the external environment that you're operating in as a small business. And one of those key places that you should have on your radar is what's going on at the General Assembly. My parents really instilled in my family this need for community service and to serve the community. My brother, I have two younger brothers. One is the deputy chief of IMPD, and the other one is the principal of the high school that he graduated from. And so I'm very proud of him. I'm probably the slacker in the family, just a business owner, but I think it's very important to give back, and it's very important to understand the process. One of the things that I've learned from a mentor that has passed away is that if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, and you don't want to be on the menu. So it's very important to make sure that you understand what's going on in the political process.
This Week in Business is made possible by BE&O Power.
BE&O Power recognizes Black excellence in education. This week, we honor Erica Terry from Providence Cristo Rey High School, Angela Douglas of Kip Indy Public Schools, and Erica Watkins from Crystal House Schools. Congratulations from BE&O Power. On behalf of BE&O Power, you are all excellent educators. When we come back, Shea shares financial tips that can help your small business, and later you'll hear from this year's Champions of Diversity recipient of the William G. Mays Excellence in Entrepreneurship Award. That and much more when Business Equity and Opportunities returns.
Join the conversation and go behind the scenes with some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment with AC's Conversations. Listen and subscribe AC's Conversations from Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, Accounting and Bookkeeping.
Time on Business Equity and Opportunities to talk accounting and bookkeeping. This year, 2024, offers some unusual twists and turns for the world. Central Indiana is going to be right in the heart of a full solar eclipse. Indianapolis is hosting the NBA All-Star Weekend. These are unusual events, maybe once or twice in a lifetime. Shea, CFO of Circle City Broadcasting, joins us now for some expertise in the accounting and bookkeeping world. Are there these sorts of years in your world from time to time? You do such a great job preparing us for the straightforward 12 months that we can plan for and then reflect on. Are there sometimes years that see spikes and valleys?
No question. And I think that happens in many industries. And, you know, the important thing is when those big years hit, you know, oftentimes first of all, are you prepared for it? And a lot of times you have to gear up for those, right? Whether that is increasing your personnel, whether that is spending money on equipment, you know, like in our business, to properly capitalize on those big events. Often that requires as much planning as possible in advance to do that. And that can be a big undertaking. Often that means you're front loading some expenses, and there are unique accounting aspects that come into that where, you know, accountants, it's really important to us to match revenues with expenses. If you're paying for things on the front end, a lot of times you'll call those you know, deposits or prepaid expenses. And then at that time when you get that big revenue push and that revenue comes in, that's when you additionally match those expenses in your financial statements.
All right, as I ask this question, I want to underscore to everybody watching, clearly not every circumstance fits every situation, but generally speaking, if you had your druthers in what you do, would you druther the boss and the team over prepare for a year that they think might have a spike or a difficult time, or is it easier to deal with it on the back end?
You know, that's a fair question. It probably depends on what industry you're in, right? Like us in the TV business, we have to be prepared. We don't want to be caught with the appearance that we're not ready. And then the flip side for any business owner is, okay, you know, a good example is probably like Y2K, right? I'm maybe dating myself here, but, you know, as the computers were going to flip over to the year 2000, literally billions were spent in preparing for this eventuality that you know was called potentially, you know, a worst case scenario. Kind of ended up for the most part, being kind of a non-issue. But what if it hadn't been? And so there is a cost benefit for businesses as they prepare for big events, both potentially you know, incredible for their business and catastrophic. But you know, you kind of have to weigh that and look at best case, worst case, likely case, and figure out where you fall on that spectrum.
You know, if you're dating yourself with that, you're dating me as well. And frankly, probably all the folks who are in a position to start a business right about now. That's a good memory. You'll also get the argument from folks about whether the preparation was perfect because there was no catastrophe by and large,
right?
Or was it always going to be a dud and we spent way too much, which probably reminds us that in any boardroom there'll be disagreement even if things go perfectly.
That's right. No question. You're right. And sometimes, yeah, better to over prepare and you know, have kind of a non-issue come up and be able to go about your business then going forward.
And in every situation, you've underscored this for us in the past. Open line of communication, because opportunities, you can only really seize them if everybody on the squad's on board and rowing in the same direction.
No question. Absolutely. Great point.
All right, Shea, we appreciate it very much. I'm not sure whether I wish for us a calm year or an exciting year. Both have their merits for sure. Have a good one.
That's right. Sir. All right. Well, great catching up with you again, Scott.
Likewise. If you're looking for more accounting and bookkeeping segments for Ty or any of our contributors, go to BEOshow.com or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. While you're there, subscribe to our Business Equity and Opportunities podcast so you can listen to our contributors on your schedule. Up next, how you can grow your business with free tools provided by Google. Later in the hour, we'll meet a veteran barber who's building a supply business targeted for the military. That and more when Business Equity and Opportunities returns.
Don't miss all the fun things happening in and around Central Indiana. There's a lot going on, and you can find out about all of it on the In the Community podcast. Listen and subscribe with new episodes every week. The In the Community podcast from Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, running your business day to day.
Every week on Business Equity and Opportunities, we look at running your business day to day, actually doing the thing that most interests you. There's a fascinating opportunity for small businesses from one of the largest businesses in the world. Google has a program called Grow with Google. Lisa Gevelber knows all about it. She's a pioneer of it, and she joins us now to talk a bit about it. Lisa, thanks for being with us today. What is Grow with Google?
Yeah, Grow with Google is Google's commitment to making sure that those opportunities that are created by technology are truly available to everyone. And we do that by helping people grow their skills, their careers, and their businesses.
Let's talk about from the worker side. There's some headlines coming out, this idea that workers are really still enthusiastic in many cases about trying a different career. What are the numbers in the search that you guys see? Tell us about that.
Actually, just as you're saying, we're seeing a lot of people thinking about what they want to do next. And it's kind of fun. We always look at which are the jobs that are kind of most in demand now based on people's search queries. And as you can imagine, there's lots of interesting medical stuff. There's how to become a pharmacist, how to become a nurse, how to become a medical assistant. Those are among the top queries, but there are also fun ones, how to become a flight attendant, and also really technological ones. We see spikes now for how to become a data analyst or how to become a cybersecurity expert. So it really runs the spectrum of our society.
If our viewer is looking at that, they may think, oh gosh, that may not help me, but I see in it possibly an opportunity too. If you're tapped into what people want to do, and you've long been your maybe only and best employee, but you may be looking to hire for the first time, it would seem there's a lot to learn for the business owner as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that we know and business owners know is also that they're not only making your first hire is important, but keeping your employees is important.
Sure.
65% of Gen Z say they'll probably be looking for a different job within the next 2 years. So one of the tips that we always say for employers is, how can you help your employee learn new skills and upskill? Because actually, Gen Z say that having a job that helps them learn new skills is more important to them than more paid vacation, for example. Wow. They really care about that. So we have some tools to help employers actually on this journey. We have a training and certification program from Google that any employer can use to help upskill their existing employees. That way you don't have to go find a cybersecurity expert. You can take top employee in your business already and teach them everything they need to know, and they can become your cybersecurity expert.
It is interesting because we on our show have 7 topics that we cover every week. And what we found is that your area of excitement, your enthusiasm may lie in 1 or 2 or 3 of those things, but you have to be a bit of an expert in all 7 of those. And it would seem, and I've spent a little time sort of on the Grow with Google, different pages, things of that nature. There are areas, and they're very diverse areas, that may be very, very valuable for somebody who knows, I know I have to deal with this thing, but I'm not yet an expert in it.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a program. The program is called the Google Career Certificate Program, and you can use it to help your employees learn anything they need to know to be, more useful to your business and actually more helpful for their careers. So that's a really good tip for business owners.
And I guess as a final thought, what does Google see out of all of this? To make an investment like that, we're talking $1 billion, there's got to be a benefit for you as well.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the more people know how to use technology, the more that they can use Google products better. That's for one thing. But I really want to make sure I tell about one more thing for all of your business owners out there, which is I want to make sure they know that to get listed on Google is actually free for businesses. You don't have to pay for it. So all of us as consumers know that if you go on your phone and you look for, shoe repair near me or coffee shop near me, you name it, you get listings of businesses. I just want folks to know that those listings are fully free to get on Google, and you can find how to sign up for one on the Grow with Google website. So we even have a little 2-minute video tutorial you can watch, and I'll tell you everything you need to know in terms of putting your business on the Google map for free.
Well, and we will, in sort of that technological sharing, make sure that we put a link to that on beoshow.com so that when viewers say, okay, I want to do what she mentioned, but I'm not sure how to do it, we can get you to Grow with Google. Lisa, I'm glad you brought that up as a final thought. And this is Lisa Gevelber, of course, one of the pioneers of Grow with Google, spending time with us on Business Equity and Opportunities. Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks for having me.
A major tech company plans to break ground in southern Indiana to build an $800 million data center campus supplying hundreds of jobs. Governor Eric Holcomb announced Thursday that Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, will build the campus in Jeffersonville, and it would support 100 operational jobs and hundreds of construction jobs in the coming years. The company expects to support more than 1,250 jobs at peak construction. If you'd like more information on how you can grow with Google or any of our Running Your Business Day-to-Day segments, visit our website, beoshow.com.
Every business is unique, and every business has a target audience. Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble to reach a customer base that spans the globe. Pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. No matter the size of your business, put Circulus Digital Media to work for you and get results. It's time for newsrooms to better reflect the diversity of our country. Announcing the Multicultural Media Producing Program, a one-year career certificate program at Ivy Tech Community College. We train today's students to become tomorrow's news professionals. Learn how newscasts are written, produced, and broadcast. Gain real-world experience learning under the news experts at Wish TV. Scholarships are available. Visit this link now and kickstart your career as a news professional.
Welcome back to Business Equity and Opportunities. This week, our industry focus, we meet Barber Edward Wheat. He's an Army veteran who's turning his experience in the military into a successful barber business, providing cuts and supplies for Fort Benjamin Harrison.
This is Business Equity and Opportunities, Industry Focus.
My name is Ed Wheat. I'm a barber here at AFES Exchange. Well, I joined the military in March of 2001 as a reservist. Served from 2001 to 2009 total. In that time frame, I did get deployed over to Iraq for a year from 2006 to 2007. And so, you know, I served my country for that time period. But after the 9 years or 8 years that I signed up for, that was about it for me, and went on to finish college. After exiting the military, I took some time off, re-enrolled back into school down at IUPUI. Initially, I thought I was going to do medical school, but at the moment, my wife had a kid, and that kind of put things on the back burner. So I ended up getting accepted to the School of Medicine through an allied health program. So fast forward, graduated in 2011 with my bachelor's, minor in chemistry. And then from 2016 to 2018, I took another job, a higher position, which then got transferred to India and allowed me to fall back here to where I am as a barber. I picked up the clippers when I was about 12 or 13, cutting my dad's hair, playing around with my grandfather, brothers and such. At an early age, I've always been good with detail, per se. And so as I got into school, I liked the lab, I liked chemistry, I liked the biology, the processes of such. And so the barbering aspect of the preciseness, following through, making sure that you hear the customer and give them the haircut they want. It's the same on the other side as well. When you're working in the pharmaceuticals, you know, you have to start from one product and end with another product. So attention to detail, preciseness, and then you couple that with my military career, which is all attention to detail, which is how we're trained. It all comes full circle. With starting the business, I had to really prep myself. I was used to kind of, with the military, everything is pretty much handed to you and you follow it step by step. Barbering, they tell you what they want. So when you're starting a business, or especially a business of service, there's a lot of building blocks that you need to have in order to succeed. And so one gentleman I met in the barbershop by the name of Tom, he was a big part in sparking the idea, kind of helped me get situated. And so I reached out to SCORE because I had to write a business plan. And so that's when I met Steve and Dennis. And I think that was towards the end of 2020, right after COVID had kind of, people were still getting out, starting to get out. And so SCORE kind of walked with me through the second part of building the business, whereas I had to come up with a business plan in order to know how I was going to execute and how I was going to be successful. And it took about a year or so to write the business plan. Dennis and Steve was, right there along the way, telling me right or wrong, or take this out or take this, put this in. And then in addition, when I had questions, for instance, with this particular space, they helped guide me on contractual versus what my business goals were to make sure that my business goals match what the exchange or Fort Bend had in mind. And so kind of helped it all come together in that instance. So right now, as you can see behind me, is just a small scale, some of the supplies that, barber supplies that I do sell. The next venture will be a full scale barbershop and beauty supply all in one. So generally, we as males, we get our hair cut, and then we may have to go to Walmart or Target or even the beauty stores to get our hair care, face care products. So I plan to have that all in-house, so you can get service for your haircut, and then also be able to get supplies to help maintain it, stay groomed and things like that. Before I got back into barbering, actually cutting hair, I had grew my barber supply business to an extent to where I could propose it to Fort Bend AAFES as a business model. They want to see that you have clientele. They want to see that you have some type of infrastructure and you're able to run a business. With that being said, I had been doing it for like 2 years at that point, and then this opportunity to bid on this contract came out, and so I did take that work that I used to build my supply business, presented it to the exchange of Fort Bend. It looked good on their part, and so I was able to acquire the contract. I like the cut ed. That's the best cut ed I've had. On the other side, seeing what I put on paper, with the SCORE group and writing out my business plan, and then now seeing it come to actual fruition, that's another one too. How I went from paper to the physical, and now I'm actually, kind of walking through it. Well, believe in yourself, for one. As an entrepreneur, be consistent on a daily as much as you can. Sometimes you get those thoughts where it seems like it's not working, and so you could possibly take a day off or take a week off, but those weeks can put you a year behind. And so I would just say, kind of stick with your gut, believe in yourself, make sure that you have people around you to kind of help guide you as well, because you're going to have some new things that you need assistance with.
Industry Focus is made possible by Circulus Digital Media.
If you'd like more information on this or any of our industry focus segments, visit our website. It's beoshow.com. Scan the QR code. You know the drill. It gets you right there. When we return, we share another special moment from this year's Champions of Diversity Awards.
Every business is unique, and every business has a target audience. Circulus Digital Media can help you connect and grow your customer base with turnkey digital solutions that are nimble to reach a customer base that spans the globe. Pinpoint a specific audience down to the smallest details. No matter the size of your business, put Circulus Digital Media to work for you and get results.
All Indiana Politics cuts through the noise and focuses on the political news that matters most to Hoosiers. Listen and subscribe with new episodes every week. The All Indiana Politics podcast from Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network.
During the Champions of Diversity Awards, this year's William G. Mays Excellence in Entrepreneurship Award went to Danny Portee, President and CEO of Professional Management Enterprises. As our success story this week, we wanted to share his inspiring speech.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities Success Story.
Anytime I attend events as such, there's power in connections and networking. So for me, of course, I'd rather be out networking, fellowshipping, because that's where the real win happens. Well, this award, especially talking about Mr. Mays, that we all admire, adore, and his family, I'm honored, I'm humbled, nervous, excited simultaneously. But for my organization and my family, this means a lot. We believe in paying it forward. We believe in helping others through positive encouragement. So tonight, I'm excited for my organization, my family, and I'm honored again to be here. Mr. Mays believed in diversity, equity, and inclusion. And back during his time, it wasn't as prevalent as it is today. So when I look out tonight and I see these large corporations and all these companies that believe in social responsibilities and things of that nature, what an exciting time. So as a small business, I get a chance to emulate because I'm seeing it happen right before my eyes as well. So I'm excited.
Well, when I read about Danny, I really reflected so much of Bill, because Bill, as many of you in the audience know, Bill not only founded Mays Chemical, but also several other businesses and helped several other businesses in the community, and also gave back to his community. And I'm like, this guy embodies Bill.
Thank you for making me cry. So let's get it together for a second. But doesn't she look beautiful tonight? So as I stand before everyone this evening, proudly accepting this prestigious award, I'm extremely nervous, of course. I'm proud, humbled, I'm honored. I accept this award on behalf of all of our employees and our business partners that allowed us to become a better us. I have a lot of business partners sitting in the audience tonight. Thank you truly for teaching us how to become a better us. For 17 years as an entrepreneur, I've attempted to lead my organization with honesty. When I met your husband, oh my goodness. Character, integrity, faith, love, and loyalty. At the age of 18, I made a commitment to a family, faith, and country. I'm always amazed how God has revealed the answers to my commitments at the age of 18. In my opinion, all of us are born to win. While serving 20 years in the United States Army, I was trained in planning to win, preparing to win, and knowing most of all that we should expect to win. That powerful three-letter word, win, means the following to me. With him, all things are possible. Danny, you need to be intentional. And negative thinking typically yields negative results. As I look at my commitments today, there's only one change that I have today. And that country is now community. I taught myself to be thankful for everything that happens in my life. It's an experience. We all should be thankful for that experience. To me, I have the best job in the world. This is the toughest thing I've ever done in my life, entrepreneurship. Your husband did it 10 times better than I could ever think about doing it. but it's the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm extremely fortunate to be doing my passion, which is helping others, while serving in my purpose of kingdom building, utilizing my time, my talent, and my treasure. To the Mays family and his outstanding organization, I'm standing before you today because Mr. Mays pushed for BE&O. And my organization today, we truly benefit because of BE&O. Just as Mr. Mays provided entrepreneurs and youth hope and inspiration, I promise you, man, I promise you. Matter of fact, PME stand up, my family stand up. We promise you that the corporate family, that professional management enterprises, our family, we believe in helping others and providing positive encouragement. My organization's shared values are compassion, accountability, connections, and being authentic. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Your husband is that from you. So with that said, today, thank you for giving me a seat at the table. God bless you all.
Business Equity and Opportunities is honored to have been a media partner for this year's Champions of Diversity Awards. We look forward to next year as well. If you have questions or suggestions about what you'd like to see, send us an email, beo@wishtv.com. Quick programming note, next week our show will air on Wish TV at 4 a.m., but just this once. You can still view it on our live stream at our normal time, 10 o'clock sharp, and catch all the segments on the website, wishtv.com. Till then, thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Business, Equity, and Opportunities made possible by InnoPower, Bose McKinney & Evans, Gemco, Fifth Third Bank, and Indiana University, Indianapolis.